to build commitment and positive attitudes in yourself and in your team, let me ask you, are you a chicken or a pig? Put your stereotypes away and think about that for just a minute. The chicken makes a contribution and a pig makes a sacrifice. Are you a contributor or are you one who makes a sacrifice? Every business and family needs pigs. Now that may not sound all that inviting, but it certainly rings true. As an employer, you'll take someone who makes a contribution, but each company needs people who are committed to the cause. Many people are willing to make agreements, but a commitment, that's hard. A commitment is something I do even when it hurts and makes my life difficult. You and I both know that people almost always take the path of least resistance, or the easy way out. In fact, over the next several days, listen to your own conversations that you have with your coworkers or your family. Do you often say, well, whatever's easier, or do you say, whatever's best? All of us are looking for people who want to make a commitment. I'm going to ask you to make a commitment to your attitude. If you're committed to a great attitude, regardless of the circumstances in your life's going to take off and your value is going to increase. Over the next month or so, we're going to provide you with a series of videos that will present to you three things. One, strategies for being your own positive influence. Number two, things that you can do to affect your team in a positive way. And number three, we're going to provide you with tips for engaging team members' commitment and positive attitudes. I hope you'll invest a couple of minutes per week just to learn how you can implement some workplace strategies that can help you make the most of what you and your team can be. And our first video that I'm going to show you is a video from John Maxwell on attitude.
Have you ever heard a motivational speaker tell you that attitude is everything? I'll bet you have. I've heard many say that. In fact, they'll say something like, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. And that never quite rang true with me. So I began to press the issue, and I have come to the conclusion that attitude isn't everything. Now, I'm not disclaiming or in any way being disparaging about attitude, because I think attitude is very important. But if anybody comes up to you tells you that attitude is everything, I don't buy into that. That's not true. For example, attitude can't replace incompetence. If you're incompetent, you can be very happy, but you can still be very unsuccessful. Now, here's what I do know. Attitude isn't everything, but attitude is the main thing that'll make a difference in your life. And because I believe that, I wrote the book, The Difference Maker. You see, that's what attitude is. Attitude is the difference maker. You have two people side by side that you're thinking about employing in your company. Both of them have the same background, same job description, education, experience. I mean, you could almost flip a coin and say, I could hire the one on the right or I could hire the one on the left. But one has a great attitude and one has a bad attitude. Now, who are you going to hire? You're going to hire the person with a great attitude. Why? Because it was the difference maker. It is true that your attitude will determine your altitude. And in The Difference Maker, I talk about 5 areas that usually pull down or sink our attitude. I mean, I'm talking about fear, failure, discouragement, change, things changing all around us in the process until we can't keep up. I'm talking about things that have a tendency to destroy the attitude. And I talk about those 5 things, and I tell you how to have an attitude that will help you overcome each one of them. So remember, attitude isn't everything, but it is the main thing. It is the difference maker in your life.